Yes, a very good morning to all of you. Namaste, everyone. We will start with our Yoga Sutra after that introductory class last week, giving a simple introduction for this Yoga Sutra as a text. We are going ahead now with the first chapter. So, as we regularly usually do, let us start the session with the chantings of Omkar, three Omkar, sitting erect, shoulders proper, chin parallel to the floor, closure of your eyes, observing your breathing. Slowly inhale. Gently open your eyes. Again, a very good morning to all of you. Friends, today we are starting with the first chapter, and that is the Samadhi Path. Atha Patanjala Yoga Darshana. Atha Prathamaha Samadhi Padaha. Now we are going ahead with the first chapter, which is titled as Samadhi. And the first sutra starts with Atha Yoganushasana, which literally means now the science of yoga is explained, or now follows the teaching of yoga. This Atha and translating it as now has a great understanding. When we say now the science of yoga is explained and translating the word Atha as now, before that now, lot of preparation has been done. If you take Narada Bhakti Sutra, it also starts with Atha. If you take Brahma Sutra, it also starts with Atha. And today we are talking about the Yoga Sutras. It is starting with Atha. This word Atha not only suggests the beginning of the topic in which the science and the technique or technology of yoga is going to be discussed in depth. But the word Atha also signifies the eligibility, you can say, the eligibility of the spiritual aspirant, the sadhaka. This sadhaka should be acquainted with general principles of yoga. Atha literally connects that sadhaka by means of an understanding that he should have an intense desire for liberation. When we talk about liberation, it is just not an intellectual curiosity. but you can say a preparation for the practice that is actually a prerequisite. So here, Patanjali Muni through Atha is saying literally, now that you have decided to make yoga as the way of your life, I am here to explain you how to go ahead with the path. Atha literally means that. While explaining this first sutra in Vyasa Bhashya, Maharshi Vyas goes on to define yoga as samadhi. The first chapter is named as Samadhi Pada, and in that commentary on the first Atha Yoga Anushasanam, Maharshi Vyas goes ahead and says and defines yoga as samadhi. So, what is samadhi here? A state of super consciousness that we have been talking all along in the Hatha Pradipika and all. A state of direct experience of the truth, a state of self realization. But before that realization of the self through this samadhi, we need to understand the state of mind, or as Vyasa Muni states, Chitta Bhumis. Yoga Bhashya has a very good description of Chitta Bhumis, and they are five. Shipta, Muda, Vikshipta, Ekagra, Niruddha. What is Shipta? A restless state of mind. Today we were just talking about the Sattva, Raja, Tama, the Karana, the Karta, the Karya. All we were discussing. A restless mind should be taken as a dominance of Raja Yoga, which is full of desire, which is full of aggression, full of anger. You can say Kama, Krodha, becoming a part of the action itself. When we talk about Mudha, a dull, sluggish, stupefied mind, and we just came to realization in the morning that such a state is said to be tamoguna, which is under the infatuation, or you can say under the impact of moha. Then there is vikshipta. Vikshipta is like a pendulum, always oscillating from shipta, mudha to vikshipta. Sometimes it goes out of concentration, sometimes it comes back to concentration. So an oscillating mind is always a distracted mind. Of course, mostly rajasic, but having an essence of sattva also. At times it gets focused, but soon gets distracted also. So there we need to understand, okay, what type of person I am, what type of mind I am possessing, whether it is Shipta, Moda, Vikshipta. At least here we as Adhaka involved in the regular practice of yoga, we can say we may be Vikshipta. But there are other two states, Ekagra and Niruddha. In Ekagra, it is the dominance of the Sattva. If Ekagra is the dominance of Sattva, or you can say one-pointedness, which is certainly going to lead us towards Samadhi, or you can say Samprajnata Samadhi, the Samadhi with seed. And there is a state of Niruddha, Niruddha, a state which is totally arrested, ceased, or you can even call it as a state of equanimity, a state of samatvam, the balance of the three gunas. Now, this state, Niruddha, will certainly lead you into self-realization. So, if we understand Shipta, Mudha, Vikshipta, the first three states of the mind are not that comfortable for the practice of yoga. Or you can say they are not that much congenial for the practice of yoga. And the fourth, which is ekagra, when the mind is becoming one-pointed, yes, you can say that we can lead ourselves into on the path of self-realization or enlightenment, which leads to a kind of perfect equanimity, where we can say self-realization is already achieved. So here, with this explanation of Vyasa Bhashya, we should understand that yoga literally means to have a complete mastery over the mind. Which means to have an art of or mastering the art of focusing, concentration. This focusing, and one more thing which I would like to highlight here, focusing is one part, but it should be combined with defocusing also. Defocusing, which what is unwanted, and focusing where we need to be focused. So while becoming focused or concentrated will lead to knowledge, defocusing will lead us towards silence. And that silence is nothing but liberation, friends. So here, through Atha Yoga Anushasanam, bringing that discipline, the literal word of Anushasan means discipline, where the yogic practices will lead us to a state of total awareness, where the individual consciousness is going to merge with the universal consciousness, we say. So here, the yoga as a way of life is nothing but a disciplined way of life. When we say yoga as a way of life, then we have to understand that yoga is not a part-time job. It is a full-time. All the physical and mental actions should support the journey towards the goal. I remember Sri Aurobindo's words in his expression about integral yoga and integrative approach of yoga. He says, whatever life you are leading, all the life should be yoga. So if every part of the life is becoming yoga, what kind of discipline we are talking about? What kind of an ardent discipline student we are talking about? Such discipline can certainly bring the, the required transformation or the necessary transformation. Necessary transformation of not only the mind but also the body. A psychophysical complex nature as an existence. So here, Atha Yoga Anushasanam needs that kind of foundation. So when we are reading Yoga Sutra, have we made ourselves eligible for this Yoga Sutra? That becomes a question. With the practice of Hatha Yoga that we were going through as a preparation for Raja Yoga, that was only just a preparation, and still we are into preparation only. Now, since we are embarking on the study of Yoga Sutra, we should understand that I should literally make myself disciplined first, then only I will be fit enough to make myself understand what Patanjali Muni wants me to understand, what he is trying to say. And then, literally, in the next sutra, he goes ahead and defines yoga. There he says, Yogaschitta Vritti Nirodha. Yoga is cessation of the modification of mind, or yoga is the cessation of fluctuation of mind. We are connecting to chitta very loosely here with this English word mind, but chitta is much more than mind. As we have earlier also understand that chitta is made up of the manaha, buddhi, and ahankar. So we can say mind stuff, or you can say mind field. So here with this definition of yoga as yogaschitta vritti nirodha, चित्त के वृत्तियों का निरोध ही योग है. So that means to have a complete mastery over the functioning of the mind. चित्त के वृत्तियों का निरोध मतलब total mastery, complete control. So as we are talking about this total mastery over the mind, the same understanding which I was telling you about focusing and defocusing becomes very important here. One who is able to focus his mind and at the same time defocus his mind, like silencing the mind at will. देखो, हम एक राह पर चलना चाहते हैं, तो जब उस राह पर चलना चाहते तो हमारा मन उसी पर फोकस्ड रहना चाहिए, नहीं? But at the same time, we have to understand that there are other paths which are distracting us. Sometimes my child is crying, so her cries are really hurting my heart. So I feel, यार ये योग को बाद में समझा जाएगा, पहले बच्चे को देखूं. But when you are starting understanding Patanjali's views, then here the total mastery means one way focus and the other way defocusing. The other way defocusing means getting disconnected with all the kind of distractions that are around you. And one who is able to do this and do this at will certainly lead himself to Samprajñata Yoga, or you can say Samprajñata Samadhi, or a state of omniscience. The silence achieved through this kind of total cessation of the modifications or fluctuations of the mind will certainly lead us to asamprajñata, a state of self-realization, nirbija samadhi. In this sutra, the word chitta, which is derived from Sanskrit root chit, chit means to be aware of, to be conscious of. And when we say chitta, it literally means an acquired consciousness. So chit means to be aware of. And when we say chitta, an acquired consciousness, because chitta is a product of prakriti. Earlier we were talking about Purush and Prakriti. And Prakriti is literally jada. It is matter. It doesn't have life in it or consciousness in it. But because of the association with the Purusha, the pure consciousness, the chitta seems to have acquired consciousness. In fact, it is like, it is ignited. जैसे कि हमारे घर के अंदर जो लाइट का बल्ब होता है ना, हम कहते तो हैं दिस इज अ बल्ब विच गिव्स लाइट, but it is still not giving light unless you switch on and the current flows through it. So the current makes the bulb to give light. It is making the bulb to ignite. So here, literally, Chitta as an evolute of Prakriti will never find a proper word in English, and that's why we loosely say it as mind. पतंजलि मुनि ने अगर कभी ये चित्त जैसे शब्द को अगर यूज किया है तो एक ऑल राउंड अप्रोच एंड ऑल इंक्लूसिव सेंस यू कैन से in all inclusive sense as per Vedanta, it is the word antahakarana, the internal organ. And what is that antahakarana? It is four: the mind, the intellect, the ego, and the chitta. Where chitta you can take it as a collection of memory itself. So manaha, buddhi, ahankar belongs to chitta, but chitta is still the fourth antahakarana. And as all this are involved in various functions like knowing, feeling, thinking, wailing or willing, remembering. This is all about chitta, as you can understand. And as we were talking in the morning in the Bhagavad Gita class, there is always an interaction, continuous interaction between the sattva, raja, and tama. When we were talking about the chaturvarnya, the brahmana, the vaishya, the kshatriya, and the shudra, the protector, the service provider, the businessman, and the knowledgeable person. In fact, I would go ahead and say, since we are made up of this prakriti of the combination of sattva, raja, and tama, we are possessing all the varnas. ऐसा भी हो सकता है ना, एक ब्राह्मण के पेट में एक शूद्र पैदा हो जाए, बिकॉज द क्वालिटी सत्व रज तम. एक क्षत्रिय के पेट में एक ब्राह्मण पैदा हो जाए, एक वैश्य के पेट में एक क्षत्रिय पैदा हो जाए. ये बात और है कि क्षत्रिय पैदा होने के बाद में उसके अंदर वैश्य के भी गुण होते हैं, बिकॉज दैट इज हाउ द सत्व रज तम materializes. And you know, friends, this kind of the state of mind is going through a lot of fluctuations. So these fluctuations or these modifications are nothing but chitta vrittis. तो वृत्ति का जो सही मीनिंग है वो है मॉडिफिकेशन, एंड चित्त वृत्तिस मीन्स द मॉडिफिकेशंस ऑफ द chitta or the modifications of the mind stuff. And the word nirodha in this definition of yoga as chitta vritti nirodha, nirodha word literally means cessation, stoppage. If we are saying that this can be achieved if rajas, that is action, activity, tamas, that is inertia, are perfectly balanced.
इसका बिल अपने को वो उसमें डालना होगा.
When we say we are getting it perfectly balanced, balanced through sattva itself.
वो इसके साथ में आया हो. कोई बात, अगर वो मिल जाए ठीक है, नहीं तो मेल से जो भी हो डाल देना.
Sunil bhai, kindly mute your mic.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. Thank you. So here, cessation is nothing but nirodha. It can be achieved when we can bring about a kind of samatva. And to bring about that samatva, the body as a mind-body complex should be purified. And we have been learning in Bhagavad Gita in right from that 15, 16, 17th, 18th, how to go ahead with that sattvic ahar, which is important. Vihara, a balanced activity, that should also, we should make it sattvic. आज ही हमने पढ़ा कि हमारे जो डूअरशिप के अंदर आने वाले जो एक्शंस हैं वो कैसे होने चाहिए सात्विक होने के लिए. So to make that sattvic, we need to employ certain various techniques. We have to bring in a great value system into our practice, isn't it? A value system which we are talking here is literally required to bring about this kind of dynamic equilibrium. Such a kind of pure chitta going through this dynamic equilibrium will act like a perfect mirror in which you as an individual Purusha or you as an individual will see the Purusha reflected in the mirror. Yes. Why? Because the other things are not there. You have come to a perfect state of balance where the Sattva, the Raja, the Tama, they are coming into that kind of equilibrium. So Chitta Vritti Nirodha should not be only understood as suppression of mental activities. It should be understood as development, creating a situation where we excel. If at all suppression is brought about forcibly, जैसे कि एक डायबिटीज को कहा जाता है जलेबी मत खाओ, और वो जलेबी को देखकर मुंह में से पानी उगलता रहता है और बोलता है नहीं मैं डायबिटिक हूं, मैं जलेबी नहीं खा सकता, तो क्या फायदा? उससे तो अच्छा है कि एक जलेबी खा ले, 4 दिन बाद मरने के आज मर जाएगा, क्या फर्क पड़ने वाला है? सप्रेस करने से क्या मतलब? So here chitta vritti nirodha should not be understood as suppression of the mental activities. Because if such kind of suppression is being brought about forcibly, it is going to be remaining there just for a very short interval, very short time. And as soon as the control is lost, वो बोलते हैं ना कि मैंने बहुत बर्दाश्त कर लिया, अब मेरी ज्वालामुखी पट पड़ी है. Now I am not going to hear, I am just going to do whatever I like. So there the mind is exhibiting violent reactions. So here, suppression will lead to only mental problems, friends. And that is where, to bring about this Chitta Vritti Nirodha, the Vivek Khyati is essential. The Yoga Anga Anushthanad is essential. So by following that Ashtanga Yoga eightfold path, the great Patanjali Muni says, you will be able to slow down your mental activities. And slowly, slowly, gradually, eventually you will stop. And there, as you are following this Ashtanga Yoga and also adopting a yoga way of life as a motivating force, where the desire, the anger, the greed, and all are overcome, the mind giving up all the activities slowly, gradually, spontaneously, then we can say our mind has reached to that level of sattva. आज सुबह के लेक्चर से ही थोड़ा सा मैं ये you can say that I was just thinking कि फिर चित्तवृत्ति निरोध है क्या? It is only making our mind sattvic, isn't it? Where we have to understand realization of this. And in the third chapter of Yoga Sutra, at the fag end, when we are realizing what is going to be the kaivalya, it is said first your mind has to be brought into such kind of purity, which is sattva. Unless this purity comes, you will not see anything else. And the kind of mind we are having is contaminated. So when chitta vritti nirodha takes place, Patanjali Muni talks about the third shloka. Third sutra, not shloka. Tadadrashtuhu swarupe avasthanam. From Atha Yoga Anushasana, he tells us what should be the goal. And from the goal, as he makes us understand, he tells us about what will be the result. So after achieving the goal, the result is the practitioner, the aspirant, the seer abides in his original form, or you can say gets established in his original state. See, friends, when fluctuations of the mind or the chitta is getting seized, what is going to happen? The seer, which is nothing but the Purusha, pure consciousness, will know what is his or her own nature or its own nature. Rather than saying his and her, the better word is its. So there we can say the self establish itself in its own nature. And that nature is none other than the nature of Purusha, and the state is known as Kaivalya. And when this Kaivalya is attained, Chitta disappears. The phenomena of the world disappears. In Vedanta also, as it is talked about the ignorance, the moment we are coming to that understanding of what is avidya, avidya disappears. Because the knowledge of the eternality comes in. Na? But what happens to those in whom the knowledge is not conferred upon or not attained or not achieved? Patanjali Muni says, vritti sarupyam itaratra. In the other states, or you can say itaratra means if the person is not established in his self, then obviously he is established in vrittis. So the identification is with the modifications. So here the Purusha seems to identify with the modification of the Chitta. That is in the Chitta vrittis. One can say this cognitive consciousness in us, which makes the eyes to see, the nose to smell, the ears to hear, which makes the heart to pound, the breathe to take place. This cognitive consciousness is erroneously conceived as pure consciousness. The body is belonging to Prakriti. No doubt it is a medium through which we are going to realize the self. So generally one identifies himself with his state of mind. जैसे कि हम लोग एक्सप्रेस करते हैं ना, I am happy, I am worried. So this happiness or worry, or you can say excitement or pain, they are all like waves only, rising and falling in our chitta. We are cognizing innumerable such kind of waves throughout of our life and forget that that ultimate infinite being is existing in us only. And for a state of us, we call ourselves as, that I know everything. I becomes the ego. So when the consciousness is functioning through the chitta takes the position of a knower. The whole worldly knowledge is nothing but chitta vrittis, because now the chitta has become the knower. Na? So the vrittis, the modifications, all the wailing, thinking, feeling, and everything that you are going through with your mind is becoming a part of your mind, a part of your memory. So it is all arising out of the interaction of the mind with the world. This is supposed to be understood as relative knowledge. If this is relative knowledge, then what is absolute knowledge? Absolute knowledge is the no mind state. That is where the dawn of the no mind state will take place. जैसे हम सूर्योदय कहते हैं ना, वैसे ऋतुम्बरा तत्र प्रज्ञा का उदय होगा. That wisdom, that ultimate knowledge, which gives us an understanding of the truth. But we are enjoying relative knowledge, and we don't know how far we are concerned with the absolute knowledge. So when we are focusing on absolute knowledge, defocusing towards the relative knowledge is also essential, friends. Yes. नहीं तो क्या होता है मालूम है, हमको ऐसा लगता है कि चलो हम 1 घंटा योग का प्रैक्टिस कर रहे हैं ना, अभी चलो काम पे निकलते हैं. क्या काम कर रहे हैं? एक टाइम था साबिर भाई लोगों को बेवकूफ बनाते थे. You will laugh as sir is smiling there. लेकिन आज साबिर भाई को ये रियलाइज होता है. लिटरली टेलिंग यू, जब मैं ट्रांसपोर्ट में था तो मुझे ऐसे लगता था कि मार्केट का रेट जो चल रहा है हमको वही देना चाहिए ना सामने वाले को. मुझे जो रेट मिल रहा है वो मैं क्यों दूं? तो मुझे अगर कभी 100 रुपया का रेट मिल रहा है तो मैं मार्केट के रेट के हिसाब से वो गाड़ी वाले को, वो ट्रक को खाली 85 रुपीज ही देता हूँ. एक तो 15 रुपया यहाँ का, क्या बोल सकते हैं आप, हमारी ट्रांसपोर्ट की भाषा में हम लोग उसको फालका बोलते थे. तो यहाँ पर 15 रुपए का फालका मिल गया, और ऊपर से जो गाड़ी वाले को जो हमने किराया करवा के दिया उसके ऊपर हमको कमीशन मिल गया 3%. तो 3% के हम हकदार हैं, लेकिन वो फालके के हम हकदार नहीं है. तो साबिर भाई जब योग में आ गए ना तो रियलाइज हो गया, अरे ये बहुत बड़ा गड़बड़ है. तो अभी ये साबिर भाई के ट्रांसपोर्ट की भाषा में फालका और क्या, व्हाट आई लिटरली डिजर्व, ये तो मैंने बता दिया. क्या हम सबको अपने अपने प्रोफेशन के अंदर व्हाट आई लिटरली डिजर्व पता नहीं है? है, बट हम देखकर भी अनदेखा कर देते हैं. दिस इज वेयर वी फेल, and this is where we understand that relative knowledge only matters and absolute knowledge पता नहीं है भी या नहीं है, ऐसा सोच के हम छोड़ देते. तो this is where Patanjali Muni goes ahead and brings in front of us the 5th sutra, where he says this chitta vrittis vrittayah panchatayah klishta aklishtaha. Vrittayah, this chitta vrittis, panchatayah are of 5 types. Klishta, painful, full of kleshas. Aklishta, non-painful. So when we say these 5 chitta vrittis are none other than the mental modifications or the modifications of mind, they are described in the coming next 5 shlokas, 5 sutras. Again and again the shloka is coming in my mouth. Pardon me for that. It is sutra, because there is a huge difference between a sutra and a shloka. The important point which is to be noted here is that according to Patanjali, chitta vrittis can be painful or non-painful. So long as the mind is functioning, bliss is never experienced. We are experiencing painful and non-painful vrittis throughout. One may be experiencing miseries, pain, or a non-miserable state. क्या हम ये रोज की दुनिया में एक्सपीरियंस नहीं करते दोस्तों? Aren't we experiencing tension at the same time, stress, and sometimes साबिर भाई का सेशन अटेंड करने के बाद में आप बोलते हैं सर अच्छा लगा, मजा आया. तो आपका मजा आया का ट्रांसलेशन is somewhere that for that period of time you were not experiencing the misery, and since the absence of misery was still experienced, in a non-miserable fashion, you say, अच्छा लगा. Lord Buddha used to say, friends, that such kind of pleasure is a temporary relief between two miserable conditions. क्या कहते हैं वो? दो मिजरेबल कंडीशन के बीच वाला ये, क्योंकि सुबह आप 5 बजे उठे, वो एक मिजरी है. अरे यार 5 बजे उठ के काम पे लगना है. फिर उसके बाद में कैसे वैसे आप अपने मन को मना लिया, पूरी तामसिकता को निकाल के फेंक दिया और प्रैक्टिस में लग गए. और प्रैक्टिस में लगने के बाद में फिर जय कुमार ने जैसे आपको प्रैक्टिस कराया, यू एंजॉयड इट, you were having a temporary relief, and the moment you came out of it, then there was someone asking you to pay attention to them. जैसे कि हमारी बेगम कभी कभी हमसे कहती हैं, दिन भर योग 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 करते रहते हो, कभी मेरी तरफ भी ध्यान दिया करो जनाब. तो साबिर भाई को टेंशन आ जाता है. एक मिजरी से निकल के कुछ रिलीफ पाया नहीं पाया, दूसरा मिजरी सामने है. तो इट विल बी साउंडिंग लाइक अ जोक, बट दिस इज द ट्रूथ ऑफ लाइफ. And according to Vyasa, in this Mahabhashya of Patanjali's Yoga Sutra, klishta vrittis which are painful have their origin in the kleshas. And we will be reading about it in the second chapter when we will be describing the kleshas. What are the kleshas and how they can be managed? So they are elaborated in the next chapter. But here, the chitta vrittis arising from this kind of kleshas will always lead to sorrow, will always lead to pain, and they will certainly create, sanskaras, latent impressions, you can say. So painful vrittis are always going to create experiences, whereas the aklishta vrittis, the non-painful ones, are the, according to Vyasa, are the ones which lead to enlightenment. These are something which are opposing to the gunas, which are opposing to the nature of the gunas. तमोगुण का नेचर क्या है? एक्टिव में, एक्शन में रहना. तामसिकता का क्या है? स्लगिशनेस में, इनर्शिया में रहना. सत्व का क्या है? नॉलेज में रहना. भाई हमको तो गुणातीत होना है. अभी ये कंसेप्ट जो हमने सीखा, बीइंग बिकमिंग गुणातीत, in that gunatraya vibhaga yoga of the 14th chapter, we need to understand that operation where we are going into the opposition to the gunas itself. So there, coming to yoga, contemplating on the yogic practices or contemplating on the yogic principles, जैसे कि the great Adi Shankaracharya wrote down the Nirvana Shatakam, where he says, I am not the body, I am not the mind, I am not the senses, I am not the prana, I am not the Pancha Mahabhuta, and everything he goes on to make us understand. This kind of recitation of Nirvana Shatakam itself is going to develop a kind of attitude in us. What kind of attitude? Opposing the gunas. नहीं तो गुणास के चक्कर में तो हम फंसे हुए ही हैं. और developing an attitude of Maitri Bhava, Karuna Bhava, which we will be talking in the Chitta Prasadanam here itself in the first chapter. So these are nothing but the aklishta vrittis. So developing an attitude which is like a good value system to make us on the path, to sustain on the path of yoga, it is aklishta vrittis. So ये भी एक वृत्ति है, no doubt. So vrittis as per Patanjali are of two types, klishta and aklishta, where the klishta vrittis according to Vyasa will lead us into the painful experiences, and the non-painful vrittis will lead us into the experiences of, happiness on the path of yoga. Vyas also points out one more fact. He says sometime, जैसे कि आपने शुरुआत में एक्सपीरियंस किया, जब आप सूर्य नमस्कार कर रहे हैं तो बॉडी में पेन आना शुरू हो गया, जब आप प्रैक्टिस कर रहे हैं तो तकलीफ होने लगी, शुरुआत में हम सुबह जल्दी उठना चाह रहे थे तो नहीं हो पा रहा था, इट वाज गोइंग अगेंस्ट आवर नेचर and we were struggling there, isn't it? So sometimes clister will lead to a clister, but today you are not experiencing that pain, today you are not experiencing that tamasikta. Today when Ashutosh sir say that I am very regular with this whole week practice, then I feel glad. ये बात और है कि कहीं कोई रुकावट आ गई, उन्होंने सेकेंड डोज ले लिया अपने वैक्सीन का, तो उनको ऐसे लगा कि नहीं, नाउ आई एम फीलिंग दैट बाउट ऑफ body which is telling me to take rest. You should take rest, no doubt about it. Sometimes ऐसा भी होता है ना, pleasurable things lead to painful ones. जैसे कि eating jalebi today, आहा मजा आ रहा है, but tomorrow or in the evening it may cause you stomach trouble, or if you are a diabetic it may cause you the rise of sugar. Now that also means that pleasurable one is leading to painful one. So कभी कभी हमको ये भी समझना चाहिए कि क्लिष्ट के अंदर अक्लिष्ट है और अक्लिष्ट में क्लिष्ट है, क्योंकि ये सब मायावाई दुनिया है. So Patanjali has a very great understanding to make us understand this and go ahead. Then he goes on to explain what are the five vrittis: praman, viparya, vikalpa, nidra, smrutayah. The five types of chitta vrittis are pramana, right knowledge; viparya, wrong knowledge; vikalpa, imagination, fancy; nidra, sleep, deep sleep, I would say. Yeah. And that too, devoid of dreams, that kind of sleep. And memory, smriti, memory. So he says these are the five: pramana, viparya, vikalpa, nidra, smrutayah. So all these five can be painful as well as non-painful, as we discussed earlier. And when we say chitta vritti nirodha, it doesn't mean that only cessation of the wrong knowledge, but also that of the right knowledge, friends. Because knowledge is something which always gives you an understanding of I-ness or aham. It also means not only the cessation of imagination, vikalpa, but also that of the sleep and memory. So here, the term vrittis or modifications really implies to a conscious mental state, a cognized mental state. When we say praman as right knowledge or right cognition, viparya means wrong cognition. Vikalpa should be taken as cognition of imaginary objects. Nidra should be taken as or characterized as lack of cognition. And memory means collection of all the previous cognitions. These cognitions, all as I told you, will lead to the experiences of pleasure and pain, friends. So the existence of chitta is experienced or felt only through these vrittis. So mind is known through the functions or cognitions of the mind itself. So along with cognition, conation, and retention in psychology, as we say, these are the three functions of our mind. What are these three? Nothing but the outcome out of three gunas: sattva, raja, tama. If cognition is sattva, conation is rajas, retention tamas. So the knowledge of everything around us is cognized, is done, or retained. This is nothing but chitta vrittis only, friends. तो हमें, जैसे हम कहते हैं ना कि एक ठहरा हुआ पानी है, अगर उसमें एक छोटा सा कंकर डाल दो तो वो पानी के अंदर तरंगे आ जाती हैं। हमारे लाइफ के अंदर अगर प्रकृति समावेश हो जाता है, त्रिगुण का समावेश हो जाता है, तो तरंगे शुरू हो जाती है। And chitta vrittis is nothing but this taranga only, which constitutes of the world experience or worldly experience, material experience. And what not we do to experience these mundane desires and all, friends? Anyways, next he says, what is pramana? In the sutra number 7, he goes on to explain pratyaksha anuman agamaha pramanani. Pratyaksha, direct perception; anuman, the inference; agamaha, testimony or shabda praman, you can say. These are nothing but the means of praman or means of right knowledge or valid knowledge. In Sanskrit, prama means true knowledge, and praman means is the source of true knowledge. So prama is true knowledge, and if praman is the source of true knowledge, the three means of the sources of this pramana or the valid knowledge, where the pratyaksha praman is the perception due to the modification of the mind coming in contact with an object through the senses. आंख, कान, नाक, जीभ, त्वचा, इसके द्वारा जो आपको अनुभव होता है, ये क्या हुआ? प्रत्यक्ष प्रमाण। मुझे गर्मी लग रही है, मैं सूरज को उगते हुए देख रहा हूं, चांद को देख रहा हूं। आप देख रहे हैं ना, हुबहू अपनी आंखों से देख रहे हैं, कोयल की आवाज को सुन रहे हैं, चिड़ियों की किलबिलाहट को सुन रहे हैं। तो डिफरेंट फीचर्स ऑफ द ऑब्जेक्ट्स pursued through the sensations of sight, touch, smell, taste, as well as sound is nothing but sense organs. Perception through the sense organs. So this is pratyaksha. Pratyaksha praman kya hua? Through the senses, the knowledge is attained. The right knowledge is attained. Anuman praman kya hai? Inference. Drawn through a logical thinking based on the previous knowledge. Like we are understanding that if there is a smoke, then there is a fire. So whenever there is a smoke, one infers that there must be fire. सुबह सुबह उठकर अगर आप खिड़की में से देखेंगे और चारों तरफ आपको पानी पानी दिखेगा, तो आप क्या अंदाज लगाएंगे? ओ, बरसात हुई है। तो इसी को हम कहते हैं अनुमान प्रमाण। बरसात को तो आपने देखा नहीं, लेकिन नीचे गिरा हुआ जो पानी देखा, आपको ऐसे लगा इतना सारा पानी तो चारों तरफ ऐसे ही नहीं आ सकता, इसका मतलब बरसात हुई है। और आगम प्रमाण क्या है? अ नॉलेज एक्वायर्ड थ्रू शब्द, or you can say through scriptures, or through the words of a teacher or the guru or a reliable authority. See, all our knowledge about God, kaivalya, samadhi, ये सब क्या है दोस्तों? This is all knowledge about from the books only, isn't it? Have we experienced it? No, not yet. So that becomes agamaha pramana. And all this praman is related to the relative knowledge. And such relative knowledge is conditioned by space and time. One can always understand the weight of your body on the earth may be 80 kgs, but the same weight of the body on moon is going to be different. इंसान गया है, चांद पर चला भी है, मार्स पर भी चल रहा है, लेकिन वहां पर की जो पोजीशन है, वहां का जो वेट है, वहां का जो ग्रेविटेशनल अंडरस्टैंडिंग है, दैट इज डिफरेंट, इजंट इट? So here we can understand this is all related to relative knowledge. So praman is related to relative knowledge. Only absolute knowledge is eternal, and that we will be able to understand only when we come to sattva and even drop this right knowledge of praman. The yogi will become face to face with the reality, and this is nothing but yoga pratyaksha, you can say. What is yoga pratyaksha? Not with the relative knowledge, it is with the absolute knowledge. प्रत्यक्ष आपको अपने आप का ज्ञान होगा. अपने आप का means you will be knowing your own self. So this is pramana, all about pramana. Imagine wrong knowledge, viparyaya. Patanjali defines beautifully viparyayo mithya jnanam atadrupa pratishtham. Viparyaya is that false knowledge which does not correspond to the reality. It is that false knowledge जो मिथ्या ज्ञान है. आप लोगों ने वो मूवी देखी होगी, क्या नाम था उसके अंदर, ऑल द, का नाम याद नहीं आ रहा है मुझे. The blue colored people, all the aliens.
Aliens.
No, not the movie ka name is not Aliens, but it is the other world. They
Okay.
have long ears and the whole body is blue colored body. हम लोगों ने बहुत
Okay.
बड़ी इंग्लिश मूवी, आई एम नॉट
अवतार तो नहीं है ना?
अवतार, 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 अवतार. यू आर राइट सर.
अवतार.
अवतार, यस, यू आर राइट.
मैंने देखी नहीं है, मैं आज देखने वाला था उसको.
हाँ, बिल्कुल देखिए आप. You will understand also what is vikalpa and what is viparyaya, because now that is our imagination, we are converting it into the movie, but that is a false knowledge, isn't it? Not corresponding to the reality. So when anything which is known differently than what it actually is, it is an illusion, and that illusion is nothing but a viparyaya. And a simple example which is always given for viparyaya is the classic example of snake and rope. As soon as he recognizes that it is a rope only, the illusion that there is a snake is vanished. It is removed. And in Vyasa Bhashya, this very false knowledge causes the afflictions, the kleshas. They are the main impurities in the mind which drown the person in more and more darkness. डुबा देता है अंधकार में. किसके अंधकार में? अविद्या के अंधकार में. The darkness of ignorance. So this is happening because of the intensity of their forces, na? Kiske forces? Kleshas ke force. And that is where these 5 types of kleshas, which we are going to study in the second chapter, are nothing but the forms of wrong knowledge only. Even in Vedanta, it is called as ignorance. So this is viparyaya. And then vikalpa, शब्द ज्ञान अनुपाति वस्तु शून्य विकल्प। शब्द ज्ञान अनुपाति, शब्दों के जाल में आपने उस ऑब्जेक्ट को एक रूप तो दे दिया, लेकिन वास्तव में वो है ही नहीं। That is vikalpa. It is your imagination. So vikalpa is that imagination which is based on our verbal modifications or verbal arrangements, about a thing which does not exist. As I was telling sir about avatar. So vikalpa is pure imagination. Some of the classic examples which are always found in the philosophical texts are like Akash Kusum, yani the sky flower. But there is nothing like sky flower. It is just an imagination. बादलों से हम कई आकार को ये करते हैं. It is just an imagination. शिव संहिता में ऐसे इमेजिनेशन पर ध्यान करने के लिए कहा गया है ताकि हम दुनियादारी के चंगुल से बाहर निकल सके. And these are said to be bringing happiness to the state of mind. This is said in Shiva Samhita, but here we are corresponding to something there is no reality and which can be confirmed as just simple imagination. So vikalpa is, of course, useful in conceiving certain concepts like infinity, God, or consciousness. When we say consciousness is the nature of Purusha, so what are we doing? We are just imagining it to be that. It appears as if Purusha is an entity whose attribute is consciousness. But in reality, Purusha himself is consciousness. Himself bolne se acha hai, itself is consciousness. So in this expression, the word consciousness is used as an alternative for the word Purusha. Word, हम कहते हैं ना पुरुष क्या है? Purusha is consciousness, we say. So we should understand that this is an alternative word for Purusha. So thus, vikalpa can be used in the sense of an alternative only. When we say na capital letters में or या फिर अथवा, so it should be taken as an alternative. So here vikalpa is simply understood as imagination which is based on the verbal words about an object which actually doesn't exist. And then we are coming to the understanding of nidra. Abhav pratyaya alambana वृत्तिर निद्रा. देखो अभी तक उन्होंने कहीं पर भी वृत्ति शब्द पहले के तीनों में नहीं यूज किया, लेकिन यहाँ पर निद्रा में उन्होंने वृत्ति का जो वर्ड है वो भी इंट्रोड्यूस कर दिया. एंड ही इज सेइंग दिस इज सर्टेनली अ वृत्ति. व्हाट इज दैट? निद्रा. एंड व्हाट इज निद्रा? अभाव प्रत्यय, द एब्सेंस ऑफ एक्सपीरियंस, ऑफ एवरीथिंग, एनीथिंग. वो प्रत्यय, वो एक्सपीरियंस का अभाव, और ये सपोर्ट जो है कुछ और नहीं बल्कि ये क्या है? निद्रा. इज कॉल्ड एज स्लीप. सी फ्रेंड्स, वी ऑल, as per psychology, we all experience the three states: the conscious, subconscious, and unconscious. Or according to our Jnana Yoga or the Upanishads, the Jagrut, Swapna, Sushupti Avastha. In fact, yogis also experience the Chaturtha state of mind, and that is Turiya, wherein the knowledge is beyond the mind and senses is acquired. And what is that knowledge? The ultimate knowledge. So in the wakeful state, mind and the senses are active, And hence, friends, in this state, mental modifications like praman, viparya, vikalpa, and also smriti, which we are going to learn next, are all experienced. But this is wakeful state, isn't it? In dream state, we are experiencing vikalpa. And deep sleep, which is dominated by tamoguna, inertia, is nothing but the experience of deep sleep. क्योंकि जब हम उठ के मस्त सोया, आज अच्छी नींद आई, ऐसा लगा ही नहीं कि मैं 6 से 8 घंटे तक बेड पर पड़ा हुआ था। ऐसे लग रहा है जैसे मैंने 1 घंटा सोया और उठ गया, बट आई एम फीलिंग फ्रेश। So that experience of deep sleep without any other experience around you is nothing but sleep. So here in Nidra, one does retains the memory of sleep, or you can say deep sleep. Since after waking up, you remember na, that you had gone for a sleep and that sleep was so nice. In one of the Upanishad, I don't remember whether it is Brihadaranyaka or it is Chandogya Upanishad. It is said that during sleep, all the attachments temporarily vanish. All the attachments means your mother will be no more mother, father no more father. There are no ideas of virtue or vice. All desire seems to be not happening, not available, seem to all vanish. तो यही तो हमारी नींद की स्थिति होती है। वहां पर हमें क्या ध्यान में रहता है? 1 second, हाँ Pareen, hello, there is something burning in the kitchen, I will just come. Yes, so sorry. तो हमारी मैडम ने दूध को रखा गर्म करने के लिए, हमारी लैला को पिलाने के लिए, और साबिर भाई की बकबक से, यानी फिलोसॉफिकल बकबक से दूर रहने के लिए वो अंदर बंद करके चली गई, और यहाँ पर सब गड़बड़।
अरे
तो ठीक है, चलो, ये भी एक वृत्ति ही है दोस्तों। तो हियर वी हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड दिस इज द स्टेट ऑफ स्लीप. So what we are understanding, that there is no awareness in sleep. And if friends, if we start sleeping with awareness, what is going to happen? It will become yoga nidra, a very powerful practice in yoga, which is known as yoga nidra. So in ordinary sense, sleep is just like a state of rest for the body, rest for the mind and the senses. Sleep is essential for a person to feel rejuvenated. And you just imagine those who are not getting sleep, it is said that they are suffering from insomnia, which is becoming a dreadful disease in today's scenario. So here sleep is also told as a vritti, where you are out of awareness, because not being in awareness, you will not attain chitta vritti nirodhana. So you have to overcome sleep also. Then comes the 5th chitta vritti, and that is smriti. So in smriti, he defines smriti as anubhuta vishaya asampramosha smritihi. Asampramosha, not allowing to escape. What is not allowed to escape? Anubhuta Vishaya, the objects which are experienced, or the sensations which are experienced, or whatever is experienced, is Anubhav, na? So Anubhuta Vishaya, Asampramosha, which retains there and doesn't goes away, is called as Smriti. So here the word Asampramosha, which means not allowing to escape the mind. So there the Smriti means the retention of the experiences. What is Smriti? It is a collection or recollection of the thing experienced before. And for that ultimate state of consciousness, or the Chitta Vritti Nirodha state, this is not allowed, isn't it? Having the retention of memory is like not allowing you to go into that awareness itself. You have to understand Smriti. इसलिए कभी कभी निष्काम कर्म इतना अच्छा होता है कि नेकी कर दरिया में डाल भूल जा, कर्म कर फल की आशा न कर भूल जा. And according to Vyasa Bhashya, friends, memory or smriti means not only recollection of an object experienced before, but also the process by which the object is known. जैसे कि अभी मेरा ये मोबाइल है, ये कौन से कलर का कवर है? ब्राउन कलर. ये ब्राउन कलर मैं कैसे कहता हूं? क्योंकि देयर इज ए मेमोरी अबाउट द कलर ब्राउन. Both the nature of the object and the process by which the object is known, they both create sanskaras on our mind, latent impressions on our mind. And anything which makes us excited, any cause, external cause, these latent impressions or the sanskaras lead to recollection of the memory of the object, as well as by the process by which it was known. So memory can be of right cognition, that is pramana. Wrong cognition, विपर्य. हाँ, मैंने उस दिन अंधेरे में गलती से रस्सी के ऊपर पैर रख दिया और चिल्ला उठा, सांप सांप. ये क्या है? रॉन्ग कॉग्निशन का भी मेमोरी है ना बाबा. इमेजिनेशन का भी मेमोरी है. साबिर भाई ने नींद के अंदर, ड्रीम के अंदर इमेजिन किया कि वो हवा में उड़ रहे हैं. बाद में नींद खुली तो पता चला धरती पर ही है. व्हाट इज दैट? इमेजिनेशन. And even the memory of deep sleep is also we are experiencing. So what are all this? They are all recollection of previous experiences. And telling you, friends, this will lead to klishta as well as aklishta. So klishta aklishta vritti ka experience जो है इसी तरह से होना ही है. Some previous good memories will make us happy, aklishta. Some bad memories will make us more guilty feeling or painful, klishta vritti. So memory conditions our mind, it colors our experiences. Hence, we are not able to see the things as they are, but we see them on the experiences from previous life or from the past, you can say. But I should tell you, friends, it is 11:45 already. Memory can also be useful in yoga sadhana, isn't it? Memory can also be very useful in remembrance of God, japa sadhana, isn't it? As a powerful practice of bhakti yoga. So this memory also makes one understand all the material demands and everything. So through this very chitta, which is comprising of manaha, buddhi and ahankar, or the indriyas, through the memories, we also know that we are supposed to go towards godliness. So this is what is the chitta vritti smriti. So here I would like to stop. We can have good discussion because as per our today's portion, I did not stop and continuously went on to make it very clear with you all. we can have discussion now on this. So here I would literally like to stop. Thank you very much. And your questions will also be answered. I will literally like to go through that. Let us first end the session. Yes, sir. Please go ahead. Sunil bhai, keep yourself unmute.
You are
if
on
you
mute,
don't know.
Sunil bhai.
ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णम् उदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णम् आदाय पूर्णम् एव अवशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. So, we have a full house today. And so let us begin with who would like to take up the sharing of the experiences from last week, please?
I can start.
Yes, sir.
I followed Sabir bhai's advice of last week and drank enough water, and also while doing the asanas, I opened the door window and kept the fan on. So I did not experience any headache afterwards. So that was what I did. And the other thing is I also noted down some experiences, but although I had decided and noted down that I will not get worked up in some group discussions, but I still got worked up. I got a little excited and very assertive. And though I had decided not to do it, it still happened. So once again, I noted it down, and I am now going to make sure that I don't unnecessarily get into a debate when actually a conversation and dialogue can work. It should not turn into a debate. That is the care that I want to take. Though despite earlier resolution, I could not keep it up. So that is what I have to report. And then I took the second shot. This time there was not much weakness. There is only slight weakness, and there was no temperature. So no feeling feverish. So I'm all right with the second dose now. So this is what I had to report.
Sir,
And the morning exercises went through very well, very smoothly with Jaikumar ji as well as Vishnu ji. And I what they keep on saying, both of them keep on saying, awareness. So I tried to maintain that awareness, and then it goes smoothly. That's what I found. So that is what I have to share. Thank you.
Okay, I will go next. So, so the one good thing was that as I had kind of expected, I was managed to do all 6 days a week. Since now I've gotten used to the dynamic of the one class after the other. Also, in the second half of the course, you don't have to do so much of asanas yourself, because you already taught them first. So you have to kind of demonstrate a little and correct. So that was also, helped to easier. But I think that nazar nahi lagni chahiye, but I think that rhythm has now come. So that is quite good. So body, incidentally, but nevertheless, I have been going last week and this week. I've been going for a massage on Sunday morning. That is, prior to our class, this one. and that has been helpful. Because by the end of the week, some amount of a little fatigue does set in, and I find that the massage person is able to kind of just iron that out. And it's also good for awareness, because what happens is every time I notice areas where there is a bit of a either a block or a little bit of a pain, they're different each time. The first time I did it 2 weeks ago was around the spinal cord, both the sides. Then I thought, oh, there's an issue. Then last time I told him, okay, you focus there. He said, sir, यहाँ तो कुछ है ही नहीं, तो सब ठीक ही हो रहा है. This time I thought, अच्छा ये कुछ across the back कहीं को gas pocket है. फिर कुछ नहीं था. This time more in the calves. So this is good for awareness कि भाई अच्छा मैंने then try to correlate to the practices कि अच्छा इस बार क्या खड़ी की ज़्यादा थी क्या आपकी. So that I find is quite useful. I have not been able to do the 10 positive points, partly because of time is an issue. As Mahendri said, one could always do it mechanically, but that's not the way it's supposed to be done. It's supposed to be done with a bit of a reflection. So this that I have not managed to do. But overall, therefore, a very, very good week sadhana-wise. And Mahendra ji would have a story to tell. Sir, आप हैं? सुनाइए.
It's not a story, no story to tell, but
A real story, sir.
it's not the story, sir, but it happens in life. Sometimes circumstances overtake you. Despite knowing, you get lost. Nowadays is a COVID period, and we know so many protocols. But still time comes when knowingly, unknowingly, you have to break, or it is break automatically without your knowledge. It so happened that the last week I had to visit to hospital to see a COVID patient. I can't stop. En route to the hospital, I was informed that the patient is no more, he's died. So now you better proceed to crematorium. So I had gone to cremation grounds around 12 a.m. The scene I saw, I can't describe. Well, that body was also brought and took almost 10 hours of waiting there. We reached the ground around 12 o'clock and our number came at 7 p.m. Well, I was there with the family throughout, and I was sure on way back when I'm going to be a definite positive patient of the COVID. But I would not dare to leave the place. In any case, I came back home around 8:30 p.m. Subsequently followed all protocols. The bath, the steam, the medication, the kadha and whatnot. Everything I'm following, and I'm under isolation, home isolation at present. So, I mean, probably that is the thing, what the least I could do subsequently. I'm monitoring my temperature, blood pressure, the SpO2, the pulse, and everything. Fortunately or unfortunately, so far as everything is normal. It's about 5-6 days past, and I propose to continue under home isolation for another week. I hope everything goes All right. Yeah, that's all. Please, I have to.
These are
Yeah.
really very testing times.
Yeah,
In
very,
fact,
really, very interesting time. Yes.
that we
See,
all are going through the same state.
yes.
Your very near neighbors, you can't say that you are not there for them in such
Yes.
situations, and you have to
It's
go there. You just cannot
yes.
avoid.
Yes.
And this has
it-
been happening with us also. In fact, there were 2, 3 cases. In fact, a very close friend who lost her father had to be there for all those kind of things, right from the
Yes.
cremation and all. So I have seen the things, which the way the things are happening and around. It is very
Yes.
pathetic. In fact,
Very.
Navi Mumbai, I don't know what is the state of Mumbai because I have stopped listening to news completely.
Yes.
But Navi Mumbai, that day when I went to the crematorium, I could realize, as you said, ki we were in the waiting period for 10 hours. Very similar kind of experience here also. Lot of problems. We just can pray.
Despite,
Yeah.
despite everybody says that you should not have gone, you should not have gone, you don't go. But you know, sometimes you can't withhold yourself. See, there were 2 persons only, a young couple who got married year before last. They were the only 2 persons. And their mother of the wife, she passed away. There was nobody else, only 2 persons and the 3rd person. This is what is happening. Anyway, I had gone there and now following all protocols, I'm perfectly fine so far.
So my take, is I was, of course, a little joking about this at the beginning. My take is that simply, when you do what is the right thing to do, in my experience, God always supports you.
Yes.
So, protocol, no protocol. If it's the right thing to do, you just go ahead and do it and just leave it to the rest.
Mm.
Even if you get it, doesn't matter, you'll still come out of it. But there is no, coming away from whatever is the demand of the moment. So in that sense, sir, I feel, like I said the other day also, कि आपने अच्छा किया to be there for people in that very, very difficult moment. After all, इंसान है, इंसान के उसमें दिल is the defining feature of the personality. अगर उसी को अपन नहीं सुना तो फिर बाकी ये सब का कोई बहुत ज्यादा मीनिंग नहीं रह जाता. And which is to say कि it doesn't mean कि हम दिमाग अपना बंद कर दें. As you've rightly done, आपने आके protocol पूरे follow कर लिए. So we've attended both to the head and the heart. And so I think that's the best thing. That's the best course of action.
But it is not acceptable in the society. It is not acceptable in the society. 90% of the people say the action was wrong, you should have not gone.
Sir, the Prime Minister said last year that don't come out of your house at all. कहने का क्या है?
That's why I said, no, you cannot say no. And in spite of family
Yes.
telling you, please don't go,
Yes.
I cannot
Yes.
say no,
Yes.
because that was the same state. And we were hardly 5 to 6 people there
Yes.
handling the whole things. There is no ambulance. And we had to take right from here, you can say, almost 5 kilometers we went by taking the cremated body to be cremated on our shoulders.
Oh, still dangerous.
Still dangerous.
Yes.
There is nothing like, there is no scope at all. You cannot
Yes.
ask, otherwise you have to wait in that line. And
Yes.
the hospital authorities, they are just of the opinion ki you do whatever you want. You have been directed to one place and you have to keep the body there and just watch. And that place, if you see, so many bodies kept together,
Yes.
and they are
Yes.
all COVID bodies.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
There is a fear also inside, but at the same time, in such situation, ना don't know कहाँ से वो शक्ति आ जाती है कि आपको ऐसा
Yes.
लगता है जो होगा हमको भी तो एक दिन जाना ही है ना, चलो जुड़ जाते हैं.
Yes, correct. That's what happens. It happens. That's what I mentioned in the very beginning, that sometimes the circumstances overtake you.
Of one doctor in Surat, which is making the rounds, where he says you do steaming, inhale through the nose and exhale the steam through mouth 10 times, and then inhale steam through the mouth and exhale through the nose 10 times. And he has been
Yes.
advising it, and he has been doing it, and they have not contracted COVID. So does it
Mhm.
have any basis in our kriyas, Shuddhi kriyas?
Yes, there is one practice known as Sitkram Vyutkram Kapalabhati, which is explained in Gheranda Samhita. So in Sitkram Vyutkram Kapalabhati, you are supposed to take the warm water through the mouth and expel it through the nose. That becomes Sitkram. And taking the water through the nose and removing it out from the mouth, it becomes Vyutkram. And it is said in the text itself, it may be water or any other medium. So any other medium can be steam also. And that way you can go ahead. But I should tell you one thing, sir, here. Such kind of propagation of doing the practices, even steaming, going beyond ati sarvatra varjate, that is always should be kept in the mind. So exposed to lot of steaming is also not good. That's what my Ayurved friends have been telling us. Okay, once in a day is enough, but not doing 2 times, 3 times a day, which people are doing it wrongly. In fact, if you feel that there are symptoms, then you go for it. Otherwise, why you want to do that also? And normal people are also doing it. So Shuddhi Kriyas are to be done to balance the things, to balance the three doshas. But things are all right, then why to do? My take is that way. So people who feel that they are safe and healthy, unnecessarily they should not do all these things. Though it is a preventive measure, you can say, but as a preventive measure, why to use it indiscriminately? That will be wrong thing. So one should be careful about. नहीं तो वो कोविड से नहीं मरेगा, लेकिन ऐसा करके मर जाएगा. What is the point? We have to be careful. We have to be careful.
In our yoga routine, that would be much more beneficial, no, than only doing such practices.
Just today, as we were going through the lectures and we were understanding that throughout the day, awareness and understanding that this is a relative knowledge that I am experiencing with Prakriti. So let me be with absolute knowledge, that itself will keep you from the problems, because the problems are in the body, not in the self. Self is free from all these things. So that very understanding through the chitta itself is going to make you very strong, sir. And this enhances your immunity level, which is connected to body again.
Correct.
The willpower will matter a lot in today's scenario. So the
Yes,
will
sir.
to do right things at right times and follow as the protocol talk is being done here. This is nothing but the call of the will only. And there I will say the will is none other than our conscious self only, nothing else. We should take it this way.
Okay. Would like to go next? अच्छा जी आप म्यूट पे हाँ.
Uh, it was good practices. I tried to be as regular as possible. And yeah, nothing much to share. It's good. Acha tha.
Jay Kumar.
First of all, yesterday's class, I'm so sorry for the yesterday's class. I couldn't take that because I was very tired and, I lost my sleep. Maybe lately I watch the channels, news channels, because of their vulture culture. I was a bit disturbed, talking about that, and yeah, I don't know what happened to me. I don't know. It's drove me crazy. My mind was, uh, I was very, 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 tension. That's due to that. I think I lost my sleep. So other than nothing new.
Hmm.
But the morning class is giving me more, refreshing and or more refreshment and more happiness and more peace than the other class, because always teaching is like a, stereotypic process. I was feeling, I'm doing from last March. It started around March 15th of last year. So I've been teaching like 4 or 5 classes a day. It's like repeating. So when I started attending this class, I'm feeling better. And that's what. Otherwise, everything is fine.
Okay. Very good. Right then. Thank you very much. Acha, just to say that that Dr. Amol has prescribed. So he has 2 volumes in soft copy, and which he says will be the main volume to be read. Actually, 4 volumes of the book. There's volume 2, volume 3, and there is small volume 4. So my proposal is that anatomy being what it is, I would rather send copies of these to everybody, hard copies. Anatomy cannot be learned through soft copies.
Yeah.
So I think in
सॉफ्ट कॉपी चल जाएगी सर, ऐसा लगता है.
नहीं तो सॉफ्ट कॉपी तो अवेलेबल रहेगी सर.
हाँ ठीक है.
वो तो जो थोड़ा सा पुराना एडिशन है, 3-1 साल पुराना एडिशन है, वो उसमें बहुत ज्यादा कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. परंतु फिर भी मतलब जिसको जो सूटेबल हो वो माने इस्तेमाल कर ले. बट एनाटॉमी इज अ वेरी वेरी डिटेल्ड एंड ट्रिकी सब्जेक्ट. तो इसलिए prior to today is 25th, so I will try definitely to get it across to you by before the 9th of May. Okay. The Ayurveda book, Dr. Bhide, the one he had in mind, he has not been able to locate in his library. So either he'll try to look for it on Amazon, or he will try and find another book, reference book. So my thing is maybe wait for that. Once he locates the book and order it and send it. So we will try and make sure that it comes by 9th, but slight delay here and there to wait for the second book. This one will not take more than a week to come, because we know the book and we've experienced the process once. We just have to reorder it, not a problem. But the other one, since it has yet to be identified, but let's target getting it across by 9th. Also, because of COVID now, these the postal service also delayed. We sent a courier to somebody in Delhi from here, and we are expecting Friday should be received by Saturday. It's only a day. Delhi day should be enough, but get delivered. It's still somewhere lying in between. It will take 3 days. Okay, so just to keep you all informed about the timeline, etc. Sabir bhai, could you just delineate within the Gherend Samhita, if you could delineate the sutras also in the chapters?
I will do.
Like you've done for Patanjali Yoga Sutra, that one also. About 5 days.
I will do that.
So that will be helpful.
In the earlier one which I have sent to you, it is not being done. I doubt.
No, the chapter wise it is there.
Chapter wise it is done. So topic wise means shlokas wise you want the bifurcation
done
done.
हाँ, just that because it facilitates prior study.
Okay. So I will just check
And
into it and then I will do the justice to that.
हाँ, आप देख लीजिएगा. Maybe I've seen the wrong file. I don't know. But आप देख लीजिएगा कि if that's already done, then you just forward it to me. If not, you could just do that bifurcation. Huh? So, but
It is
I think
done,
now
sir.
going forward, huh? Then
I am
maybe I
just seeing
don't
the
have
file.
the correct file.
No, it is the file which I have downloaded from you only, which you have sent it again to everyone.
But there it is only chapters, sir. If I'm not wrong.
It is not chapter, it is shlokas. The number of shlokas have been
Yes.
mentioned in there.
Yes, let me see. Okay. I made a mistake, so please pardon me. Okay, fair enough, sir. If it is there, I